Imagine this moment. Someone looks at you and says, "Tell me about yourself." Your mind suddenly feels empty. Your heart beats faster. You know English words, you know sentences, but somehow they don't come out smoothly. You feel nervous, you feel confused, you feel like you are not good enough in English. This moment happens to many people. Students, professionals, job seekers, even people who have studied English for years. The problem is not that you don't know English. The problem is that you don't know how to talk about yourself in a clear, simple, and confident way. Today, we will fix that. Talking about yourself in English is one of the most important skills you can learn. It is useful in interviews, meetings, classes, travel, friendships, and daily conversations. When you can talk about yourself well, people understand you better. They feel connected to you. They trust you more. And most importantly, you feel confident. Confidence changes everything. This guide will help you build that confidence step by step in a very simple and natural way. First, you need to understand one important truth. Talking about yourself is not about using difficult words. It is not about perfect grammar. It is not about sounding like a native speaker. Talking about yourself is about being clear. It is about being honest. It is about sharing small pieces of your life in a way that others can understand. Simple English is powerful English. Clear English is confident English. When you talk about yourself, you are usually answering three main questions, even if they are not asked directly. Who are you? What do you do? And what are you interested in? These three ideas can help you in almost every situation. You don't need to say everything at once. You don't need a long speech. You just need to organize your thoughts in your mind before you speak. Let's start with who you are. This is usually the easiest part, but many people still feel nervous. You can start with your name and where you were from. This sounds simple, but the way you say it matters. Speak slowly. Breathe. Smile if you can. For example, you can say your name clearly, then say your city or country. You don't need to add extra details unless you want to. The goal is to start speaking comfortably. Once you start, the fear slowly goes away. After that, you can talk about what you do. This part depends on your life. You might be a student, a worker, a business owner, or someone learning new skills. Whatever you do, it is okay. There is no right or wrong job. When you talk about your work or studies, keep it simple. Say what you do now. You don't need to explain your whole history. 1 or 2 sentences are enough. For example, you can say what you are studying, or where you work, or what kind of work you do. If you are not working right now, you can say you are learning something or looking for opportunities. Honesty always sounds better than trying to impress. Next, you can talk about your interests. This is the most powerful part because it makes you human. Interests help people connect with you emotionally. You can talk about what you like to do in your free time. It can be anything. Reading, watching movies, learning English, playing sports, listening to music, cooking, traveling, or spending time with family. You don't need fancy words. Simple sentences are perfect. When you talk about things you like, your voice becomes more natural. Your confidence increases automatically. Now let's talk about how long your answer should be. This is very important. Many people either speak too little or too much. If your answer is too short, it may sound cold or nervous. If it is too long, it may sound confusing. The best answer is balanced. You can start with a short version, then add more if the other person is interested. Always watch the other person's reaction. If they smile, nod, or ask questions, you can continue. If they look distracted, you can stop politely. Communication is a two-way street. Another important thing is your tone. Tone means how your voice sounds. Even simple English can sound confident if your tone is calm and friendly. Try not to rush. Many English learners speak too fast because they are nervous. Slow down. It is okay to pause. Silence is not your enemy. A small pause makes you sound thoughtful and confident. Take a breath between sentences. This gives your brain time to think. Mistakes are normal. Let me say this clearly. Mistakes are normal. Even native speakers make mistakes. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is communication. If someone understands you, you are successful. Do not stop speaking because you are afraid of mistakes. Every mistake is a step forward. The more you speak, the better you become. Confidence grows with action, not with silence. Now let's talk about different situations, because talking about yourself changes depending on where you are. In a casual conversation, like meeting someone new, you can be relaxed. You can smile more. You can use simple and friendly sentences. You don't need to be formal. In a professional situation, like a job interview or meeting, you should be a little more structured. You should still be simple, but a bit more focused on your skills, experience, and goals. In both cases, clarity is more important than complexity. In interviews, many people feel extreme pressure. Their hands shake, their mind goes blank. The key here is preparation. You should practice talking about yourself before the interview. Practice out loud, not in your head, out loud. When you hear your own voice, you become more comfortable. You can practice in front of a mirror or record yourself on your phone. Listen to your voice. Improve slowly. You don't need to memorize a script. You just need to know the structure of your answer. When talking about yourself professionally, focus on what you do and what you are learning. You can mention your experience, but keep it simple. You can talk about your goals, but don't make them too big or unrealistic. Be honest and positive. Employers like clarity. They like people who know who they are and what they want to learn. In social situations, like parties or group conversations, talking about yourself should feel light. You don't need long explanations. Short answers are fine. You can share one interesting thing about yourself. This can start a conversation. For example, you can mention a hobby or something you enjoy. This gives the other person a chance to respond and share about themselves. Another powerful skill is storytelling. You don't need big stories. Small stories are enough. You can talk about a simple experience, like why you started learning English, or how you chose your job, or what you enjoy doing on weekends. Stories make your English feel alive. They make people listen. When you tell a story, speak slowly and clearly. Use simple past tense. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Feeling is more important than grammar. Let's talk about confidence again, because confidence is the real key. Confidence does not mean being loud. Confidence does not mean being perfect. Confidence means accepting yourself. It means saying, "This is my English, and it is okay." When you accept your level, you stop fighting yourself. When you stop fighting yourself, your English flows better. Body language also matters when you talk about yourself. Stand or sit comfortably. Don't cross your arms tightly. Look at the other person, but don't stare. A soft eye contact is enough. Nod when they speak. Smile naturally. Your body sends messages even before your words do. A relaxed body helps your voice sound relaxed. One common fear is forgetting words. This happens to everyone. When you forget a word, don't panic. You can explain the idea in another way. This is a very important skill. English is flexible. You don't need one perfect word. You can use simple words to explain complex ideas. For example, instead of stopping, you can describe what you mean. People will understand. And even if they don't, they may help you. This is communication, not an exam. Another fear is being judged. Many learners worry about how they sound. They think people will laugh or criticize them. In reality, most people are kind, and those who judge are not worth your fear. Everyone learns at a different pace. Everyone starts somewhere. Speaking English is brave. Every time you speak, you are improving. Remember that. Practice is everything. You cannot learn to talk about yourself by only reading or listening. You must speak. Speak to yourself. Speak to friends. Speak online. Speak whenever you can. Start small. 1 sentence today, 2 sentences tomorrow. Over time, your confidence will grow naturally. Don't wait to feel ready. Speak to become ready. Listening also helps you speak better. Listen to how others talk about themselves in English. Notice their structure. Notice how simple their sentences are. You don't need to copy them exactly. Just learn the rhythm. Over time, this rhythm becomes part of you. Another helpful idea is to prepare different versions of your self-introduction. A very short version for quick meetings, a medium version for conversations, a longer version for interviews. You don't need to memorize them word for word. Just know the idea of each version. This gives you flexibility and reduces fear. Let's talk about honesty again. Sometimes learners try to sound more impressive by adding things that are not true.
This creates stress. You have to remember lies. You become nervous. Honesty is easier. Honesty sounds natural. When you are honest, your English flows better. People feel your sincerity. This is much more important than sounding perfect. Talking about yourself is also about listening. After you share something, give space to the other person. Ask simple questions. This makes the conversation balanced. You don't need to carry the whole conversation alone. Communication is shared. Over time, as you practice, you will notice something beautiful. The fear becomes smaller, the pauses become more natural, the words come faster. You start enjoying speaking. This is the moment when English becomes part of you, not something separate. Always remember, your English does not need to be perfect to be powerful. Your story matters, your voice matters, your effort matters. Every time you talk about yourself in English, you are building a bridge between you and the world. So the next time someone asks you to talk about yourself, take a breath, smile, start with something simple. Speak slowly, be yourself. Your English will grow with you. And one day, you will look back and realize that the moment you were afraid of speaking was the moment you needed to speak the most.